Sweden is on the march in today's NTW3 battle as they face Russian invasion and now must repel the invaders once and for all. What's up, guys? Welcome back to NTW3. We have another clans battle for you here today. Part of the Lord's Discord clan league where they battle between each other and for the glorious prize of the honor of being the champion of the Lord's Discord. And as you can see here, we do have some Russian cav already managed to catch out some looks like some hussars of the Swedes there, but they managed to just get about away themselves. So we have a 3v3 here in today's game. We have three Swedish corps. We have Dolbel. I'm gonna probably butcher these Swedish names and probably the Russian ones as well. So look forward to that. And we got Alder Kruets. Is the second Russian corps, and then the final one is Klingspor here. So we've got a 7-pointer, we have a 9-pointer, and then we have all the way over here an 8-pointer. So yes, they will be going up against a Russian combination of. Well, let me just have a look. I'm gonna have a look because I've totally forgotten what the names are of all the Russian corps that they have. But yeah, they have 3 Russian corps. They're all very similar. Hopefully, I put up the list of like the clan league itself as well, so you can actually see like all the points and how everyone's set. We have, I believe, Young Guard versus I actually can't remember the name of the one off the top of my head at the moment. Give me a second, I will remember it. But we have Hotspur playing as Buxhoven in this one. We have Smokey playing as Kulniyov, and then we have Kamensky as the final one, played by Rex. And the Swedish corps are played by Arpatan, Felipe, and Koki. Just so you are aware. But yes, we have Lekui Corpus against Young Guard is the one. I could not remember Lekui Corpus off the top of my head, but Lekui Corpus.
We have taken a building, sir.
Doing pretty well at the moment. Got a lot of points. I imagine trying to continue that lead, try and catch up with Napoleonics, while Young Guard looking to try and push themselves out of mid-table. That is for sure, and into the upper half of the league. But yes, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. It'll be fun to see. Sweden's not often, played. I feel like we don't often see a lot of Sweden content, so it's going to be back seeing some Sweden. For sure. That's kind of why I picked this replay out, because we don't see a lot of Sweden. It's always fun. But yeah, we've got a lot of Finnish sort of militia here setting up. They're doing their bit, and there's always some shots going off. Got some Jaegers over here. What are they shooting? I presume this is Russian cav. Yeah, some Russian Cossacks here has got a little bit too close to those Jaegers, already getting shot at there. Yes, if you're enjoying all thing Napoleon, Total War, and NTW3 and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show support. As always, guys, it's very much appreciated, the support, and I'm really into the Napoleonic sort of scene at the moment with the film out, and yeah, it's like the Napoleon film. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Are you a fan? Did you enjoy the Napoleon film? Have you seen it yet? You might not have seen it. But yes, maybe if you haven't seen it, don't read the comments. You might have it spoiled for you. That is a risk you will have to take. We've got Fabian Reed here. I swear Reed is a Bavarian chap. I don't think his first name is Fabian, but yeah, as a Bavarian, it's got the name Reed as a core, I believe. But yeah, as you can see, the Swedes already setting up on this road. This is how they're going to try and face off against the Russians. The Russians looking at whether there's a general there. There's probably a Russian army somewhere in this forest over here. So that can make for interesting watching with those two sides battling out in a forest. And it looks like the other 2 Russian corps over here, and looks like they are going to be trying to move towards their ally, looks like a little bit. But yeah, it looks like both sides pretty much ready. Dolben is a little bit off. I feel like he was expecting a battle in the field and he's not going to get one. But yeah, there is also like random grumpy plebs just here. If you ever see these, like you like Pope opposites that you just saw, this is just some grumpy plebs. Grumpy plebs is AI. I don't know why they add them, but yeah, they have added these guys anyway. I feel like could have just like not bothered, and you'd have had a 3v3 either way without having the AI just present. Yeah, as you can hear, more shots going off. With some Swedish infantry that can form square as well, which could be handy. Not many of the Swedish units can do that, I feel. They're already dueling with the Russians here. They disappeared into the forest once again, those sneaky Russians. Form up, boys! The Swedes need conquered. And now more Russians now appearing down the road as well over here. We've got artillery as well. I think we're going to see some artillery dueling down this road here. I mean, the Swedes can get a good volley off, yeah. They can maybe hit the Russian artillery before you can actually limber up, or unlimber I should say. And if you can manage to do that, that'll be a big win there. They win a nice artillery duel. Looks like the Swedes are looking at with a Dragoon unit over here, looking like they might be trying to go and take out that gun. There isn't any Russian cav nearby by the looks of it. So I feel like this would have been responded to by now. I feel like this the Swedish Dragoon should go in and take out this gun. I mean, it's a horse artillery. They are pretty speedy. I think that's what he's waiting for. Yeah, I think he's going to try and get out of there before this Dragoon comes in. Yeah, immediately makes way. And there you go. Russian cav did appear. It was only Cossacks though. Wouldn't have been the greatest of opponent for those that Dragoon unit there. The line fight in the forest continues. The Russians have the camouflage with being in green. Surely that's some sort of advantage, I feel like. They're dueling it out here. And it looks like there's a melee fight going on down here. I can see Cav going in, Russian Cav going in, trying to take out these Jaegers here. They're going to get hit by some Dragoons of Sweden. And they're going to fall back. Now I think we're going to see another response from another Russian cav unit. It looks like a Cuirassier or something like that. The heavy cav unit of some sort there. You can see Sweden is still suffering. The Russians still coming forward with that Dragoon unit. Bases in squares now. They are repelled once again. I think the heavy cav here though might be about to catch something. There's more Russian hussars down here. Yeah, they are really going to send this cavalry routing, I think. What else did the Swedes go back here? More Dragoons. So I think this is a light Dragoon. This is a normal Dragoon there. And there you go. Wow, big win there. They managed to get a general. I think that might be just the plebs actually getting taken out. That's a shame. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, that's sad. I thought it was going to be a general already getting taken out for the Russians. I'm like, okay, insane, but no, it's just the grumpy plebs. That's a shame. But yeah, the Russians actually losing out with that cav fight. Hussars there being forced back. Or have they? Well, I don't know. The Dragoons are still falling back here. Won't go here. A Carabinier. A fairly heavy cav. The Russians are still coming forward with Cossacks. They're still trying to chase these Dragoons. Because the Dragoons are trying to fall back, trying to force the Cossacks towards their own infantry here. And looks like another Cossack unit being routed there. So a bit of a win there. That is for sure. At the moment, the Swedes are definitely winning when it comes to LOCs. They hold the town of Lapua and also Storbin here. So they have 4 points there. So nice. And they have a 3-pointer back there. So they are doing very nice when it comes to points. Again, another cav fight going in. Cossacks, Dragoons against the Dragoons of Sweden. And I think we've also got more Dragoons coming in. They managed to see these this Russian cav off again, and it looks like I thought maybe both sides were going to duel it out here. It looks like we've got the heavy cav coming in and those hussars again. Carabiniers have been routed actually, which is a big loss there for Sweden. I thought these guys would hold on, being a pretty decent heavy cav. I thought they'd probably be able to do some damage, but apparently not. The Dragoons here are being forced back, and it looks like Alder Kruitz and I imagine Klingspor is also here, being forced out of this forest. I mean, I'd fall back to the next forest. Just give ground, shoot to the next one. The Russians aren't exactly giving a great chase. Looks like all they managed to rout infantry-wise is a little Jaeger unit. Cav being lost is a big loss though. Especially this Carabinier, which is looking like it's going to stay gone as well. I think the Russians are making sure with the Cossacks here that stays routed. That is a big loss there, that is for sure. As you can see here, Dolbian needs to get into this fight. He's now trying to descend down the road. As you can see, more Russians are arriving coming down this road here. If he can catch them on the march, that is a bit of a win there. But yeah, he's got cav all over the place. Just little like dotted units. He's got Jaegers dotted all over the place as well, by the looks of it. Which I think are what are really occupying these buildings. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a line infantry over there, which is a square of line infantry. That's actually in that building there. That could be a bit of a loss. You might need that. You never know. Yeah, the Swedes here, they need to get a move, catch the Russians on the march. Yeah, the Swedes are really all tied up here. Like a bit of a cav charge into these Swedes. You can do some serious damage. Lots of them can form square by the looks of it. So they might be okay, not vulnerable to any cav charges. Yeah, it seems actually a lot of these guys can form squares. So the Swedes actually are pretty safe when it comes to a cav charge. It's really the militia here of Finland that would be in a bit of danger. Cav though is a little bit open. Sorry, this cannon here is a bit open. There's a cav nearby, but I feel like a determined charge could take that out. But here we go. The Swedes are now resetting. We'll see what they can do. I do like the Swedes going to battle with a top hat. It does look very funny. Well, some of them do anyway. These guys aren't. These guys are going in with a bit more of a traditional sort of like revolutionary style, sort of like Shako. What we've got here. These guys look pretty good. These are Swedish Guardette. I think that's a good guard unit. I don't know. I don't know why the general over here is running. He was for a moment. They are on their way. It looks like the Swedes are already ready to set up again. We've got some sort of light infantry or something called like a Sapper unit putting down some stakes to deny the Russians using that road for cavalry. We've got a howitzer going off as well back here. So yeah, the Swedes are looking like they're going to dig in here, and this is where they're going to hold. There's the stakes here. They got the howitzer set up. The 6-pounders all ready to go as well. Yeah, I think this is where they're going to make a stand here on this road. They've had their little fight in the forest. They lost their cavalry. They're ready to now fight out here. I wonder if the plan is with this militias to sort of do like a Prussian sort of Landwehr sort of style thing, or like or just any sort of like militia peasant sort of style battle, just like basically use these guys to absorb the shots. They might rout, but they're like be a shield for the more elite units to come up either for a melee fight, or maybe just they're going to use them just to try and like tie down infantry units elsewhere, while their better infantry units can make a bit of a spearhead somewhere. That might be what's going to happen. We'll see. The Klingspor here sort of making up the centre. We've now got Dolbian on the right, and it seems like we're going to have Alder Cruet on the left. You'd imagine off points that the Swedish left is the most capable of making a push, but they are having to go against a forest. So it's whether if the Russians stay entrenched in that forest, it'd actually be the toughest place to try and push out. Really, the right for the Swedes might be the best spot, because that seems like where the Russians are coming out. As you can see here, coming out from the road. They're marching right across the line of the Swedish fire here. So they might want to think about setting up these Russians. They are getting hit hard now by artillery. Some light infantry here. A lot of line infantry. These guys might want to think about a formation soon. Looks like we are now seeing one. Impressive the Russians literally at this bush here can be hidden. You can see they're dying now, they're getting hit hard. There you go, more shots from the Swedish infantry, sending these guys back in. Swedes. These guys kind of give me like Spanish sort of like vibes, I don't know why they do. Yeah, they are sending these Russians back in. He made a mistake. I don't know what his plan was. He should have just formed up on the road here and then advanced forward. Kind of advanced across the line of Swedish fire. Made it very easy for the Swedes to get a lot of devastating volleys off. Light Dragoons here coming forward. Whether they're thinking about going for a charge, I don't know. There's a lot of infantry actually back here for the Russians, though. I think, yeah, best port of call is just a retreat. Yeah, they also need to keep cav available and free in the back lines to the Swedes, because the Cossacks can get around pretty easily and can sneak in behind and get some easy kills on cavalry and, well, not on cannons really, and generals. They still have Cossacks. here. Here we go. We've got a Swedish cavalry coming into the back here. That actually is going to get a gun. So the Swedes doing what I feared the Russians would do. And the Swedes have taken out that Russian gun, but the Cossacks have routed the Swedes. But that is a good win there for the Swedes. So yeah, it's Klingsborg, sorry. Actually getting a very good result there for his side, routing that Russian gun that's being wheeled up. And now the Russians look like, I mean, they're very indecisive right now what they're doing. It's really confusing me. Are they coming forward? They're not. I think they're not now because they've lost their gun. I think that's their problem. They would have otherwise made a push. Now whether we'll see a bit more of a defensive style move from the Russians on that side, I don't know. It's quite possible. But the line fight getting underway. I feel like out of the two, Sweden might be a little bit more well catered to a line fight. I think Russia not really got the accuracy and reloading skill, typically anyway, with most of their factions. So I imagine that they'll want to get in a melee eagerly. Ready, men of Russia? Okay, so as usual, the replay crashed. We are pretty much back to where we left off, as the Swedes here are putting relentless musket fire into the Russian lines here. They're trying to respond, fighting for the motherland, for the Emperor and the Empire. They try to expand it into the Swedish lands. I mean, the Swedes and the Russians were constantly always fighting over, like, Finland, so I mean, kind of makes sense these two would be dueling out, fighting for some sort of sovereignty over this land. I mean, we are on the map of Latvia. It's a Finnish map, so all checks out. You can see here the Russian horse artillery plugging away, firing. And the Swedes giving a little bit of ground. I think they move forward ever so slightly a bit too much. In the center here, Klingsborg still going forward. Not getting really support from Dolbel, who's actually retreating. So whether Klingsborg maybe be doing the same, I don't know, but he probably should be. Otherwise, he could get caught out here. He's got plenty of reserves back there. Looks like we're now going to see Alder Kruets shifting troops to the right-hand side here. So looks like we're going to see a big push on this right-hand side here. And this might be where the Swedes think that they can really make something happen. I mean, on the left here, isn't really a lot going on. And it seems that the Russians have the same idea. Shifting troops maybe a little bit down towards the center. Looks like they're trying to shift some troops from the right. Trying to support them. So the Swedes are still coming forward, I'd just say. Clearing out. And it looks like actually some friendly fire there by the Russian guns onto the Russian infantry as it retreats. How is this still going off? It looks like Russia is coming forward once again on the Swedish right here. Yeah, very much back and forth at the moment between the two sides when it comes to infantry. No one trying to use any of the cabs to sort of like maybe try and catch out an infantry push. I think both sides are pretty short when it comes to cavalry already. I don't think Sweden really has much, but this is a life regiment hussars. I think it's quite an elite cav unit. That's the only sort of unit available on that right hand side there at the moment. Sweden, sorry, not Sweden. So Russia still, I think, has a really big, heavy cav unit back here that they could use. And that's surely going to be the target of artillery. There are Cossacks as well sniffing about somewhere. Russia firing from the forest, trying to do some damage. Swedes are coming forward here. Alder Kruet is finally giving in. He's coming forward. He's going to try and do some damage. The guns are being set up here as well. This is going to be a tough one for the Swedes, but if they get too close, they could get bayoneted, but they do need to get kind of close to make their shots actually worthwhile. This line here, but I guess the guns coming up to pound the Russians in the forest quite a lot. But yeah, look at this. Klingsborg in the center, still coming forward, managing to catch out some of these Russians. Got them to orange line. Whether we're going to see a bit of a push down this road now. Russia, there's plenty of reserves on it. I don't know what the plan is, where they're going. But yeah, Dolbien can kind of swing around on this right hand side, really force this, really make Russians start to squeal. A lot of these units can form square as well, so any cav on this flank here. Yes, there is some here getting shot up, some hussars. They get, they think that they can stop this assault. They will be stopped by squares. Yeah, look at this, the Russian infantry all of a sudden now coming forward. Looks like a Russian cav unit came forward trying to get the guns, failed. The Russians doing a lot of maneuvering here, not a lot of shooting. The Swedes take that quite happily. Explosions going off in the distance. It's glorious right now. The Russians getting absolutely pounded by the Swedes. Glorious Napoleonic chaos. And like the Swedish guard here, trying to do their bit. There goes. Pull back, man! Seems like the Russians had more troops on this flank than Dolbien actually thought there was. We've got more calves being shipped here though. We've also got some of the 9-pointer Aldous turrets going there as well. I can hear a cav charge as cavalry goes in. Some Cossacks here going for some Jaegers. Actually failed to rout the Jaegers as the Hussars arrive. And look at this. Russian lights on a break here. It looks like there's a charge from the Russian heavies along with infantry. It looks like now they feel like it's the time to go in. And they might be right here. They might be right. And if anything, every gun's now got to be on these heavies. This unit can form square. Surely they will form square. Yeah, they will. They stop the heavy calves in their tracks. Now they need to fire every gun on them as possible. So the Jaegers, they're getting routed. The Swedes really pushing up, but they are starting to get hit hard here. These lights are starting to suffer. The heavy cav here is really routed already. That could be a huge loss if that goes. But we're going to see Russian infantry now, bayonet charge, trying to attack these Swedes as they reform up. Artillery is shelling those heavy cav. The Russians, I don't think they're going to catch the Swedes. There they go. Decent volley as well. Pretty brutal volley into the Russians. Yeah, that's brutal. And there you go, the Russians break. The Swedes now firing in overtime right now. They are like, come on boys, we just got to keep firing. And here we go, the heavies going back in for another go with it maybe. They thought about it, but they are redlining quite a bit. And here we go. Russians shooting themselves, need to be careful of that. Such brutal volley. And they break to the Russians at the last second there. And these units are all going to start to like sort of get a bit unnerved to see other units breaking around them. So that's not going to help with morale. See, yeah, a lot of Russian units here are redlining. Got a Russian cav unit that's going to go in. It's looks like a Cossack. Try and go in behind it. If he needs to, it should really be going for guns. Hunting them down. There's a
our men are running.
Take out. Looks like the Russians trying to do a bit of an all-out assault across the line really right now. Looks like a light dragoon here tried an attack, failed. The heavies coming forward again. Charging the back of their own infantry, that is not going to do any good morale there for the Russians. They might manage to catch out some of these units. They could have otherwise formed square, maybe not. I think this one might form square just about.
Our men are running.
Yeah, there you go. The heavy cabs just succeeded in routing its own infantry. And the Russians are being forced back at the moment. The Swedes here holding strong. The centre is that the Swedes are now trying to counter-charge. Thinking the cabs, the Dragoons here, look like they're going to try and go in for the guns. And these Jaegers here. Got the Russian cav. Might have routed there to try to counter them though. They should take out this gun. There you go, nice win there. So they're taking out the gun. The Swedes can move on. The heavy cav is routed there. I've succeeded very little.
Our men are running.
It looks like some Swedes are starting to break. Some are suffering. I mean, I think that's the cav finally giving in. So the Swedish infantry can come up now. The Russians here in the forest kind of tied down by militia, while the main Swedish line plows on forward, really going in at mercies here, hitting these Russian infantry here. Powerlessly. We've got a general here that's dismounted. Don't know why he's done that. Yeah, there you go. The Swedish have now just blitzed through the Russians. They really have. They've done a really good job. The Russians now trying to quickly mobilize whatever they have hidden in this forest. They're moving at towards the center, I guess. The general, if he's there, I would say like the majority of the army is still in this forest. The Russians coming out of the forest, trying to hit these Swedes while they can.
Our men are running.
Now the Swedes have the job of trying to clear out these Russians that are in the forest. And those are literally canistering the Russians with these 6-pounder here, just trying to hit them hard. And they have so many troops here that they can wrap around probably the Russian positions. I don't know, there's still a lot of Russians in there. I wonder if this is, I don't know which Russian corps this is, but it seems like they had a large amount of infantry. Yeah, the Russian infantry here is not doing well. The artillery just pounding it hard here. They were redlining for a moment. Here we go, Swedish bayoneting. Going in, going for the lights. Looks like they'll get them as well. The Russian cab is still alive. There's a Dragoon unit kept in reserve. That's going in. Has managed to find a switch to the Castle Square. So that's a success. I mean, the Swedes are still pushing forward here. Relentless. Don't know if they're going to win it. The Swedes, yeah, trying to pull back their infantry.
Our men are running, sir.
This unit here, I imagine. Some of the Swedes now are starting to break. I think units have been in melee, just been in a line fight for a long time. The general has been killed. Oh, the Swedes have managed to get in behind him with a light dragoon and managed to get the general of the army that's still alive. That's the most important general to kill off. And that's actually stopped that cavalry assault there. Which otherwise was doing a pretty good job. Lights now going into the back lines here. Light dragoons are charging onto squares. That is obviously going to end in an unpleasant situation for them. But they should defend any of these units here. Any of these Russian units are just easy pickings.
Our men are running.
Here they go. Going in for another charge. These guys are redlining. They can't form square, evidently. There you go. Russians breaking. Could they start the mass out here? I don't know. The Russians are trying to just quickly break that unit of light dragoons. They might just about do it. But the Swedes are coming in, the Finns are coming in. It's time for a bit of melee. There you go, more Russians breaking as the Finns come charging in, and they'll close the gap now. And I think that is GG for the Russians. Russians going out in one last hurrah. The light dragoons still holding on here. It looks like, yeah, the Swedish unit there is going to get taken out. The Swedish hussar will probably get taken out, I think. The last sort of few units of Russian line which are getting cleared up with the Swedes on this side here. They march off into the forest, never to be seen again. And there's a it's over here. There's a Russian unit way over here for some reason. It's just like a light infantry or something like that. Another general getting taken out. go. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, there's apparently still 1 unit of Russians in here. Come on, guys. Just rout these fellas. Come on, Sweden. You can do it. But there you go. Sweden has managed to hold off against the Russian invasion. Looks like they are going to be victorious here today, which is great to see because I feel like most times when we see Sweden play, they usually get absolutely like hounded and defeated by their opponents. But yeah, good to see that they actually managed to defeat the Russians. I mean, the Russians made some interesting moves over here, that's for sure. Sort of marching across the open lines. I feel like after they took the forest, which they did really nicely, they probably should have just like maybe tried to stay on their ground, got their guns up, try to pound away at the Swedes. But there you go. There are the end results. Hopefully being put up for me. I've hope you got those there. Yeah, so nice little win there. I believe that was for Lachui Corps. I believe it's Lachui Corpus. It's them that won that battle. So well done to them. Nice result. Hopefully you can see all the end results. Like I was saying, we'll have a quick look at the unit stats. As you can see here, we've got some light dragoons getting 210 kills. And then the 6-pounder getting 104 kills. One of the Jaegers getting 103. But then everything else getting pretty so-so results there. But yes, so this was sent in by the person who's playing Alder Kruitz. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head right now. But thank you very much for for the replay. It was a really fun one to check out. I really did enjoy it. And it's nice to see, like I said, Sweden in action. It's always a fun one. But yes, if you are enjoying the NTW3 content and would like to see some more, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show support. And I'll see you fellas in the next one. Bye for now.